Well, she said my name, but my name is Mike Connelly. I'm kind of new to stand-up. A lot of people say your first times performing stand-up are kind of like your first times having sex. But I don't like to talk about my days as an altar boy. A lot of people don't like to laugh at that joke, but I figure I can tell it because I was a priest for a while. Well, a night. Halloween. I thought I'd be as scary as possible to children, and I couldn't be Michael Jackson because I'm too black. Speaking of which, Michael Jackson passing is quite sad. Michael Jackson has a really, in my mind, interesting distinction, because as far as I know, he's the second black man that we as Americans will all idolize, that's died, that we'll all remember as white. The other being Jesus. And if you don't believe Jesus was black, here's the way I see it. He was born under poor circumstances and he never met his biological father. And at the age of 13, he was pounding wine and he formed a gang, the Apostles. And at 33, he was executed by an all-white jury under very questionable circumstances. He was either black or from Texas, but I wouldn't want to sully his name any further.
Oh, I thought you got the martini.
I grew up very Catholic. I told my dad that joke over breakfast the other day, and he said, "Son, I'm going to pray for you." I said, "Dad, you're ridiculous. It's 7:30. Jesus isn't up yet." Unless, of course, he has a court appearance or something. I've always considered that to be the most Irish thing about me, the whole Catholic guilt complex. My dad tried to make me feel guilty. My friends in the corner will tell you that it's my alcoholism. My girlfriend will tell you it's my 2-inch cock. I'm kidding, I don't have a girlfriend. It's been a while since I've really dated anybody seriously. The last relationship that I could call somewhat serious was in college, but there was this big intellectual disconnect. The first test that I ever failed was the first that she ever passed. It was for HIV. It was the only positive thing in that relationship. I wish I could say that things have improved as I've grown up into the adult world, but they really haven't. A couple months ago, I bought a box of 100 condoms and a gallon of hand lotion. I've never opened the condoms. I've replaced the hand lotion 4 times. I also no longer own any socks that I feel comfortable wearing. I don't know how to tell my roommates, but I'm breaking to them now. They no longer have any socks they should wear either. But I really don't look at that as a masturbation issue. It's really more of an ADD issue for me, because when I get up in the morning and go into the bathroom, I forget why I'm in there. I realize that I'm naked, and then I see the hand lotion, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's go time. I finish everything up, and the worst part is, I get fucking ADD. I forget why I'm there. Until I put my socks back on. My love life has suffered so much recently that I've hit that relationship point with my pornography, where when I get home from work at the end of the day, I go in my bed to masturbate, and my porn just looks at me and says, "We never talk anymore." A couple weeks ago, I came home from work early. I went upstairs, all ready to jerk off. I found my roommate sitting in my favorite chair, jerking off to my favorite porn. Debbie does Dallas 5, by the way. Our relationship has never been the same, and now I can't even look at her in the eye. I think it's my bitterness in general. I'm just a bitter person. I grew up in Massachusetts. I look at everything with cynicism. Every time I watch news, things like that on TV, it just reminds me of how much I hate politics. I was watching Sarah Palin on TV the other day, and she reminded me of Adolf Hitler. Not because I think that Sarah Palin is Adolf Hitler, because, well, she's worse. But more so because news people, things like that, they feel this need to say something nice and kind about her. And it kind of reminds me of Hitler. Like with Hitler, people used to say things like, well, he used to make the trains run on time, and that was, kind of nice. Of course the fucking trains ran on time. They only carried people in one direction. If you wanted to get out of Germany and away from the concentration camps, you were in for a big fucking surprise. That's about all I have for you tonight. Thank you very much.